So, I wanted to go back through all of the content that I didn't make videos on because I think these do a lot for the characters that we have been introduced to. Ever since I started doing it for Evernight and I've done it for Darnhung and I'll eventually do it for Serene, it made me think to go back on the previous HoYoLAB posts for the other characters. Because it's not that hard to actually find them. Unfortunately, a lot of scrolling because they don't give you the ability to search the posts of accounts on HoYoLAB, which I would appreciate if they changed that because it's a bit annoying. But we take it. So, the first thing we actually got was technically for Herta, and then we get all the others tied to the other characters, all of their specific articles. So we meet again. You are the 345th person in the cosmos who's been able to see my second form. That shall be your Herta number. Remember it. Someone might test you on it. The Herta herself, genius number 83, who lives in seclusion at the border of the cosmos. That implies that there's a border. Huh. Alright, lady. Sure. We go with that. I would think that, you know, the galaxy is ever expanding, but this seems to imply that there is an actual edge. Fine. What does she think about people? What do people think about her? Come see together. Oh, God. What do people think of her? Hey! Oh, God, Silverwolf is there. Fair. Seeing this is bittersweet after what's recently happened with, with the Myriad Celestia showing her turning into a monster, meaning that Noose basically willingly knew that she was going to end up in that position. I don't know if Noose acts out of malice, but I do judge their actions, because they knew then that Herta would turn up to try and prevent this outcome, and would pay the price for it. In a way, she'd technically save the erudition as a path, but she would ultimately become the entity that's capable and who desires to destroy it. Himeko, I wander among the stars and she swims in the sea of knowledge. Our journeys do not intersect much, but we are both trailblazing the boundaries of the unknown. Makes sense. And, you know, the Express has actually done tasks for Herta and Herta's space station many a times, it seems. Welt. The world is full of extraordinary complexity. Normally, researchers are only able to glean the truth after dissecting the universe into categories. Yet, she revealed the essence of all things in such a miraculous way. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I never would have believed it. Hey! It's also nice because Welt's met his fair share of geniuses, and Herta clearly stands out among them in someone who can show him something totally new that he wouldn't have expected. Honkai Third has a lot of very intelligent characters who foresaw a lot about their world. For example, Dr. May, who Welt never met, who realised what was going on with the imaginary tree theory, which is something that clearly was discovered in this world by a completely different character first, but the difference is that Honkai Third's universe is totally isolated from the rest of the galaxy, to the point where Welt can't return home. Silverwolf. I heard that no one has been able to find out where she lives. One day I'll definitely break that myth. Okay, girl. Fair enough. You know what, if you want to try that, she probably wouldn't even be mad, she'd probably be kind of impressed, so you try that. Sure. Ruan May. God. Her feedback is always sharp and brusque, especially when conversing face to face. However, I am never offended. We know that every step taken beyond the boundaries of knowledge requires immense sacrifices. Fair. What do they think of Herta? Even more of them. Okay. Asta. I've only seen Madame Herta in the flesh a few times after the establishment of Herta Space Station, but every one of those meetings was an unforgettable experience. Let's keep in mind as well, Asta's family is like really high up in the Interastral Peace Corporation and are very, very wealthy. And the only reason she has any amount of freedom and can actually do research at all is because Herta just decided, I'm going to just adopt this one. This one's going to work with me. And her parents just could not fight it, which is great. It actually offered Asta the opportunity to live in a way that she wanted to, instead of just inheriting the position given by her family. Arlen. Madame Herta is a legend on the space station. Even I can tell you plenty of stories about her. That's because everyone strokes her ego so much. And you know what? It's kind of fair. And then, of course, one of the Herta robots. Special condition detected, remote puppet automatic, praise mode on. Madame Herta is a peerless gem. Madame Herta is an unrivaled genius. Madame Herta is an inimitable beauty. Yeah, not a shock. What she thinks of them is interesting. I've always thought that the coffee I make is fitting for high-intensity scientific research, but Himeko really trumped me on that front. I must admit to be in terms of innovative coffee brewing. And this is the girl that we saw in her own, like, personal trailer, like that animation, just dumping curios into food and creating explosions. Even she's like, Himeko's a worry, don't drink her coffee. Fair, her, fair. And when it comes to Welt, he has sharp eyes. He's not actually nearsighted, right? Those who like to wear glasses often conceal themselves behind those lenses. Pity I don't have a lot of free time, otherwise I'd like to pry into his past too. Yeah, no. Welt doesn't need glasses. This is something that is made very clear in Third. He has never needed glasses. He just wears them because he can. Silverwolf. What? Who? Oh, that young lady who loves to prank. I'll remember her name when she finally understands the game that adults play. Ha! And here we have, like, people ever since the Exotale Myriad Celestia trailer talking about the sort of growth arc that Silverwolf could possibly have, and I'm all in on it. Because the reality is, yeah, Silverwolf has a lot going on, and clearly, she doesn't want the end of the universe either. It's become more than just a game to her, like it was at the beginning. And she clearly cares deeply for Firefly, which is really nice. It makes me wonder if long-term they're going to show her growing, because she's clearly quite young now. Like, Firefly is at her likely max potential for growth, but Silverwolf actually is canonically probably quite young. Ruan Mei. Every time I heard her experiments failed, I'd rush over ASAP and congratulate her with the utmost sincerity. There's nothing more precious than failures for a genius. That's real, actually. There's nothing more precious than failure, than probably anything for most people, unfortunately. Like, failure stings, but it's how we learn. By trying ourselves, and if it doesn't work out, then we look at the patterns that we did, and we're like, okay, this is how we messed up. If we did it a different way, then it might have been successful. Hey, Screwllum. These two are weird. Like, I've seen people pair these two off romantically. I can't imagine romance is the focus of either of these two. But they borderline act like a married couple already that expresses love in totally different ways. Do I think that their bond is romantic? No. But do I think they have a partnership that's probably going to last all of their existences? Yeah, I definitely do. It's bordering... They do say, like, the best marriages are built on friendship and other relationships. Like, your married partner is meant to be your best friend as well as, like, everything else. Your closest family, your lover, as well as everything else. These two have, like, that kind of irreplaceable bond in my mind, minus any kind of romantic component at all. If they added that in, it'd be very weird to see. I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I don't see it that way. I think it's very neat that they've created such a close-seeming bond this way, where, in a way, to me, they are irreplaceable to the other person, but it's built on a foundation, like, it's a really healthy relationship because it's built on respect. He's better than me in logic and finesse. I'm better than him in talent and achievements. This girl! We stand toe-to-toe in taste and dress. Therefore, in conclusion, we're equals. Let's go. Herta about Asta. Asta is an outstanding manager. Someone less skilled would have already let us geniuses ruin more than 10 space stations. Real. About us. Okay, she's gonna put us to slavery work. You always manage to pull out something new every time. I'm on the verge of losing interest in you. Are you doing that on purpose? Maybe, just maybe. You know what? You know what makes me tick. Okay, interesting. Fair. We like that. We like that for her. Like, I like the way that she seemingly treats people, but it's clear that underneath she kind of does care, and I find that funny. I find that kind of great, because when you reveal those layers, it's like, okay, she's clearly put a lot of thought into how she portrays. I think that there's a lot of possibilities for Herta in the future, and the fact that they show that she's capable, like, she's so desirable probably to even an emanator like Iron Tomb, that she's capable of becoming its head. I didn't underestimate her, but I wanted to see more of her back when I made my tier list. We've definitely seen more of her, so eventually when that tier list gets updated, she is going to move position, and I will go over it. And I will give her her dues, because she deserves respect. Just, yeah, no. Before that point, no one can really give me flack on saying that she hadn't done much. And now she definitely has, and I will shut my goddamn mouth. But yeah, no, this was a fun little start. I've got more posts to look at, so I will see you in the next one. Take care, have a good night, morning, day, whatever time it is, wherever you guys are in the world, and have fun. Hopefully you brought this girl home, because I did not.